today I need to learn how to sharpen a chainsaw chain. Can people see me and my chainsaw? Woohoo! Yeah, I'm gonna sharpen this sucker. Hold up a chainsaw, 2 thumbs up, wiggle my head, pull the chain. It's very dull, so don't worry. Let's roll this sucker. Okay. Oh, stuff's falling out my malungi plants. Throw that back in. Okay, so today I need to learn how to sharpen a chainsaw. This is not my favorite chainsaw because it never worked good for me. And when I pulled it out of storage and I'm looking at the chain and I see that the chain is on backwards. This has been par for course for everything that I buy that is cheap. I bought a lawnmower one time, the blade was on upside down, so I was cutting with the backside of the blade, and I always wondered why it cut so bad, and so I gave it away, and I went to sharpen the blade and look at the blade, and it's like, oh, it's on upside down. Didn't have to sharpen the blade, so I just flipped it over and it worked perfectly fine. Then I didn't want to give it away, but oh well. But yeah, so this chain, it's on backwards, and you can see it's very loose. I don't think I really adjusted the chain at all when I was using it. I tried using it to cut down some large bushes, and the when I'm using it, it's like it's just shaking so badly because I didn't know at the time. I mean, this was years ago, that the chain was on backwards, and if I would have had the chain on right, it might have cut correctly. But even a neighbor bought it, and he kind of like, this thing's junk. But it's an electric one. It came part of as a pole saw kit. This is the saw itself, the 10-inch bar, manual oiling, and it's electric. I don't even, can I see how many? Let's see how many amps it uses. Yeah, this is an 8-amp saw, so I could probably put on a little bit larger bar if I really wanted. But first things first, to sharpen the chain, I need to get it going the right direction, and also I need it to be tighter than this. So have some tools. Let's start working on that. So for this cheap pull-hand chainsaw, I need 2 tools. I need a ratchet with a 11mm socket and a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm gonna pull off the cover right here first so I can see the sprocket and everything. Let's see what happened, because I remember putting in oil, but there's no oil in here. So I wonder what happened to that. I wonder if this is one of those self-sharpening chainsaws that run backwards. Okay, so that's the cover. Put that right there. This thing's funny. You can see there's a screw along this piece right here, and then you have the 2 nuts for adjusting. Okay, and here's the different colored link, so that's nice. Yeah, once I bought that steel chainsaw, oh my goodness, my perception of chainsaws have changed. I thought they were just really just full of vibration, and I was kind of hesitant to use it. But yeah, but now with the one I bought, I got the MS261 CM, and it has like the it's able to self-adjust, auto-tunes itself, and it is really cool. I'm really digging it, and it cuts like a madman. Okay, so let's get out the chain. Looking at let's see if there's anything in there. Kind of clean out the bar a little bit. It's a little bit of junk in there, not too bad. Oh, there's not even a on this cheap bar. There's no cog in the front, like more expensive bars. But and it's heavy for such a little bar. Let me go get some WD-40. I just want to kind of clean this up a little bit. WD-40, the universal cleaner. I clean everything with this stuff, you know. The board's made by Oregon. So it has like a hole on the bar for like a oiler hole, it looks like. Let's see if I can get some oil to squirt through there. Let's see if I can get that to squirt through. Will that squirt through and clean out? Nope. So now our stuff's clean, ready to put back on. Now that our bar is clean and ready to put back on, let me make sure that the chain is on right. So we have, because at the bottom of the chain where the cutting tooth is at, you should have your raker first, then the cutting tooth. And now it looks like it's going to be on correctly. And it might even cut. I don't have to test it. Ooh, it slides good now. And I want my, on this chain, it's a silver tooth that's the odd one out. So on my other chainsaw, I think it's a yellow tooth. This thing's gonna be a pain in the butt, huh? Yep. Surprised that the chain didn't come off while somebody was using this. Nuts. One kind of halfway on. This one goes on. Oh yeah, there we go. Now this is getting nice and tight. If I can get it back in the slot. Okay. Yeah, this is 11 millimeter, so I don't have a scrunch for this saw. I just want you to use your own hand tools. And yeah, it still has, it has a snap to it now, so you put in this final screw. Okay. Oh, hey, you loosened up on me. Okay, next step, let's go find some files. So I have my file to sharpen the chain. This is a 5/32 file, or 4 millimeters. But let me get this cover back on. I didn't put this on. And I want to give it a little bit of a test rip to see what happens. To see if it actually cuts now that I flip the chain over. I'm gonna do a little test cut on this thing without any oil, just to see how well it does. I don't know how they do this, but it says peak 1.5 horsepower or 8 amps. 8 amps isn't 1.5 horsepower. Now I found an extension cord. Let me give it, I have a little piece of the log right here. You guys remember this? I cut this out at the hideaway, and I plan on kind of sprucing this up a little bit and giving it to my wife as a Valentine's Day present. You see the hole right here kind of resembles a heart, so I want to clean this up, put our initials on the back, and like put like some kind of sealer, like a like a urethane or something, some kind of. Okay, let's see if this is a run. Well, I need something to tie this down with. I don't have anything. I don't have anything to hold it, but it did cut. I mean, it was going through it pretty quickly. Or at least a lot quicker than what I remember, but it was still bouncing. And I think that might be the rakers too. Rakers might be set too high. And it's just bouncing. So let me put this back. Unplug the saw. I just want to give it a little rip, you know. Squeeze the handle. Okay, it's not moving. Alright. Let me find. I think this is my silver tooth, yeah. I've been watching a lot of chainsaw videos and everything, and right here on the tooth, you have your raker in front, and then you have the saw tooth behind it. And down here between the two is called the gullet. And one of the guys I follow, and it's even been shown from other loggers and arborists, that if you clean out this gullet, make it nice and big and actually go behind the tooth a little bit, it actually increases the performance of the chain by about 18%. And that's a lot. So I'm gonna try to get some meat out of this as quickly as I can and go all the way around the chain, and so that when I do go to sharpen, the gullet is already cleaned out, and I can easily once I put a nice sharp edge on it, then it's gonna, wow, you can see all the wood on the back side of this chain. It's so I can't believe I ran it like that. I don't know, I must not have looked at it very well. But let's kind of hold it down like this. This chain is not sharp at all. It's a piece of junk chain. And I'm just gonna, I'm trying to, because what you want to do is you kind of want to have a C shape on your chain, especially for like novice people like me. Maybe once I start doing stuff a little bit more regularly, I might go to like a square grind. I have a Sharpie this time. I'm just gonna color the top of that tooth black so I know where I started. Okay, let's get to the next one. And I mean, if you see this chain, I mean, it makes a U shape. It doesn't make us the tooth, like what Buck and Billy Ray says. He calls this a ski jump, and he says you're not going to cut anything with that. And so what he wants is for the angle to come into the tooth instead of kind of going away from the tooth. So I'm just gonna get a little bit more on the chain right there. Let's go. And I'm just kind of following it back to where I'm getting more of an angle going this way into the tooth instead of that way. Okay, let's go to the next one. And I'm just kind of making that tooth go profile, go back some. Yeah, there we go. That looks like that's gonna cut better. So I'm gonna flip the saw around. Here's my black tooth. Now I'm gonna come from this angle. Some of these teeth are easier to shape than others, so I don't know what's going on there, but and I'm also kind of rotating the file a bit as I'm pushing. There's my two double teeth so that it doesn't wear out one part of the file. Get a better handle. This is a preferred PFERD handle, and it's kind of keeps it loose. Let's just set it down. As it wobbles in here, kind of. I don't know. I think it'll be still. Got a C shape on that. Okay. Now I'm back to where I started. Okay, so now I have all the gullets cleaned out on all the teeth. Now it's time to start trying to sharpen this, and I have a sharpening kit. This is from Forrester. Seems to be like a decent brand. Has pretty much everything you need to sharpen. You have like a guide, you have the file holder, which, let me try this one. It's wood, but way. Oh, that seems better. Shit, well, that sucks. I ordered it with the 7 30-second files, but I'm not gonna use those. I'm gonna use this 5 30-seconds because it fits this chain. I don't know how all this works, but we're gonna figure it out together. How about that? I think that's pretty slick because it holds the file on the places where the file has file markings. It doesn't have the teeth of the file on it. Hold it down and give it a couple strokes. See how that works. Oh, that's nice and sharp. Yeah, I'm liking that. I still have my gullet. Okay, let's make sure we don't touch that tooth. That looks sharp. Get this further over so I can hold it down. I wish I had. Oh yeah, that's nice. I don't think this was 30 degrees before. I think it was probably 25. Yeah, it looks more like 25. But I'm gonna sharpen it at 30. I want to have an aggressive chain just to... I don't really care about this saw too much. I have other stuff to cut with nowadays, so... I just want to try this out. I mean, it isn't like this is going to be my everyday saw, so. I'm liking this. I think this is going to cut really well. Can't wait to try it again. You hear that, you know? Direction is filed. It's filed from the other direction, and this is going to be a pain in the butt because of the, you know, all these teeth. Okay, let's get it over here towards the tip. I'm going to give you the tip and nothing but the tip. Yeah, this is sharp now. This is noticeably sharper than before. I don't think they're all at the same angle. Like this, something happened to this chain, probably because it was backwards and got beat up. Yeah, I think that was the last one. Yeah. Okay. that's all done. So now we have all the teeth sharp, or the gullet. Now that we have all the gullets cleaned out, the teeth sharpened, now it's time to set the height of the rakers. And let me try to do that. So now it's time to set the height of the rakers. And to do that, we need this other guide to do it with, and a flat file. So to use this, you're supposed to put this on like so. For this chainsaw, and I have it on the, you need it on the flat part of the bar, and you need to have it resting on at least 2 teeth. What I understand. Let's color that tooth black again. Okay. Now let's start. I think I figured it out. I mean, this is 25 thousandths of an inch that I'm trying to take off right here. And it's not even hitting it. I'm not even hitting the raker. Oh my goodness. Let's try to give this thing a test. Let's give this thing another rip in our hardwood. Hard but rotten wood. Okay. That. Again, no oil. I'm just gonna let it bite into the wood a little bit, and that's it. I'm not doing any heavy logging with this, so no big deal. And plus, it's a chain that I don't care about. Let me see if I can get this closer to me. Well, I can tell you right now that it's not jumping around as much as before, and it's staying in its hole, and that's what I want. I think this will cut a lot easier now. Let's see if I could strap this thing down some kind of way, and so I can get a good cut on it. I wanna really cut it. I forgot I have these straps right here. Leave it a little bit out so that can be good. Okay, that's not gonna move. I'm gonna put in a little bit of oil. Do a few squirts or something. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of bar oil in here because it's completely dry. Bar oil is like the worst because it's sticky. It makes a sticky mess that I hate. They say it's oil. You think oil will be slick, but no, this stuff sticks. Okay, let's see. There we go. Now there's some oil in here. See my line of oil? Okay, now let's cut. Let's see how this thing does. I'm gonna cut it right there. Well, it's no steel, but it's still cut. And that's some really hard wood. I don't know what it is, but it's been drying for a while. And this is kind of loose, so whatever. I consider that a win. That's a sharp chain now. Yeah. Okay. I just wish I knew what the teeth were set at, like the rakers, because it's really, really loose. Or yeah, I wish I knew what the rakers were set at because they're really, really low. Because when I used the file guide to file down the rakers, it didn't even touch. So yeah, It's not the best cut in the world, but it's better than what I remember it ever being. But that's not saying much since, yeah, that's not saying much since the chain was on backwards. So look, it's loose again. But you know what? I found the adjustment screw. So I actually found the adjustment screw. It's in the front of everything. So there's a screw. Where did you go? Where did you go? Right here. Right on the side of the chain. Let's see if I could get it. And it's super loose. Oh, look at that. I knew there had to be some kind of adjustment. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, because you're supposed to use the screw to adjust your bar, and then everything should, come on. Okay, this thing's ready to roll. Yeah, I think that's gonna work for me now as far as doing a few things around the house. I do not like the oiling system, but better than nothing. And as always, they make a mess. Yeah, I like it. I see that oil hole right here. There's on your bar, there should be 2 oil holes, one on each side at the top whenever you have it. Does that go through here? I'm trying to see if it will go through. Yeah, that goes through. Hold on. Then. Okay. New video now. Let's fix this oiling system so it actually works. I would like to use this saw, especially like inside, like when I'm having to cut through stuff like this. The Sawzall, because it's making that motion back and forth all the time, it never clears out all the sawdust. Even with like a pruning blade, the gullet in the pruning blade isn't large enough, and then the gullet in regular Sawzall blades, they're definitely not large enough. And this, the way it works is, as it's moving, it's clearing out all the shavings and stuff. And you can see it actually makes pretty good shavings now. Before it kind of made more of a dust. But one thing I want to do is I want to clear out that oil hole on the other side of the bar, so that when I oil it, it actually works. This side seems to be clean, and I probably made a big mess inside of here. Oh yeah, let's get all this fixed. That way I can use it. I have a purpose for this thing. And then like outside, there's some of those, I don't know, I just call it picker bushes, but I don't know what the real name for it is, but I hate them. And I cut them all the way down to the stump a couple years ago, and they grew back. And so I need to cut it down again and like bore a hole in it. And I want to use this saw to where I don't mess up the chain on my good saw. Yeah, because that would not be good. Okay, put this over here. Yeah, and you can see, I mean, within a minute, I made an oily mess on this thing. It's, yeah.
Baby.
Yep.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Are you still going with your video?
I'm still going my video.
Okay, so that means you're not ready for lunch yet?
Not yet. Give me about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So right here, there's a little hole, and I think it's just clogged. It looks, yeah, it was clogged. Yeah, now it comes out the top where it should. Perfect. Yeah, this thing was clogged up with stuff. So yeah, now when I'm handling the chain, I can feel that this is sharp. Getting there, I'm getting there. Now I need to tighten up the chain tension. Saw the shavings. Cool. Everything seems to be good. Let's put the cover back on. Okay, perfect. That's me sharpening the chain on the pull end 10-inch electric pole saw. Cleaned out the bar so that it'll oil correctly instead of just squirting oil everywhere, and it seems to work pretty good now. The only thing I need to keep doing is, as I sharpen it, every time I need to check the raker height. Right now I think it's still set too deep, because with this thing it's showing is past the 35 thousandths of an inch mark. So yeah, I just need to keep watching it. It's definitely sharper than what it was. It made a decent thing, so yeah, there we go.